Good evening, everyone. We're going to get started.
Ready?
Welcome to the August Hoboken Board of Education meeting. It's hard to believe summer is quickly coming to an end and we'll all be back to school, but we are looking forward to a successful school year ahead. With that being said, Ms. Good, can you please read the statement of compliance?
This meeting is being held in conformity to the Open Public Meeting Act, NJSA 10:4-6. Proper public notice of the meeting was published in the local papers on August 13, 2022. If any board member or member of the public in attendance believe that the meeting is in violation of the Open Public Meetings Act, the Hoboken Board of Education requests that they make a statement at this time. The board wishes to make those in attendance aware that this meeting is being recorded on video and will be broadcast by the board at a later date on CATV Channel 77 and FiOS Channel 46. The full meeting recording will also be made available on Board Docs, which can be accessed through the district homepage. The Hoboken Board of Education is committed to preserving the decorum of the public process and is mindful that we live in the electronic age of computers, cell phones, and other electronic communication devices. Nevertheless, we respectfully request that all meeting participants kindly silence their electronic devices during the course of the meeting, and if use of the device is necessary, we ask that you please leave the meeting room if you need to conduct personal business.
Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can we take the roll call, please, Ms. Good?
Here. Mr. Lira. Mr. Delator.
Here.
Ms. Connor. Mr. Cluckful.
Here.
Ms. McGurk.
Here.
Ms. Simons.
Here.
Ms. Zakarian. Ms. Angley.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Okay, well, we will resume our recognition portion of the meeting this fall when students are back in school. So in the meantime, I will turn the meeting over to Dr. Johnson.
Good evening. Right now, we're rounding out the summer weeks and we're getting ready for the opening of school. First, we have our high school orientation, which is going to be held on Wednesday, August 24th. We have a middle school orientation that's going to be held on August 24th and 25th, and all of those events are all planned out and we're ready for the students. I'd also like to extend the invitation to everybody, board members, community members, staff, and families of our students to come and enjoy the Rockin' Red Wings Marching Band. They have their annual summer preview on August 25th at 4 o'clock at the stadium. So we certainly look forward to seeing them and all of the hard work that they put in this past summer. On Monday, August 29th, we're going to be hosting an administrative leadership retreat along with some of our staff members that are a part of the leadership HEA team. On August 30th and August 31st, we're going to be hosting our new staff orientation. Our certified staff members return to the district on Thursday, September 1st, and again, they return after the holiday weekend on Tuesday and Wednesday for the superintendent's convocation for professional development and also time to get their classrooms ready for the students. At 6 o'clock on Wednesday, September 7th, we're going to be hosting a district-wide ice cream social for all pre-K-12 families, also at the stadium. This event is graciously being sponsored by the Museum of Ice Cream in New York City. And on Thursday, September 8th, we're going to be opening our doors to all of our students and welcoming them back to the 2022-2023 school year. For an update on enrollment, as per today in our Encore student information system, we have 196 more students than we had last year at the K-12 level, and an additional 29 pre-K students, so we have over 200 more students this year coming in than we had last year. On Sunday, September 11th, we're going to be hosting a barbecue for all new families to the district, and they will have a buddy family assigned to each of them to make their transition as smooth as possible as they enter the school system. This coming year, we have a lot of community building type activities planned, such as a math family event, which will be held on Sunday, October 2nd. We also have an ELA family event on November 6th, a science family event on February 5th, and a social studies family event on March 19th. We will be hosting a district-wide scavenger hunt on April 3rd, a district-wide family run on June 4th. And at this point, we're actually in the process of creating our We Passport calendar for toddlers. That calendar should be coming out soon, and that'll provide a number of activities for 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds that are not yet in the pre-K program. And finally, we're also in the process of completing a K-5 Adults at Play calendar, which will give parents the opportunity to participate in and kind of experience what kids experience in the related arts areas. On back to school night, we spend a lot of time with classroom teachers, particularly homeroom teachers. This will give parents the opportunity to interact a little bit more and learn about what happens in our Mandarin Chinese classes, our Spanish classes, PE, art, music. So we're really excited about that as well. All of our fall sports are underway at Hoboken High School. Schedules have been posted, so many of you have probably seen them already. But we're in the process right now of having scrimmages. Football just recently had their first scrimmage, and our other fall sports will be following suit. We're really excited to include some additions to our middle school wellness program and sports programs. We will this year be including cross country. We will have golf and tennis again. We will also have swimming again, but we will be adding volleyball to the mix along with soccer, and those will go hand in hand with our basketball, softball, and baseball programs. At the district level, all of our curriculum documents have been updated and revised this summer. They're ready to go. We're just about at a place where we're going to be posting any revisions on the website. So for those of you who don't know, all of our curriculum is posted at our homepage of the website. You just look at the curriculum office, hover over it, and it'll list all of our content areas and grade level bands, and you can certainly take a look at all of the curriculum documents. The Assistant Superintendent of Schools, Ms. Rodriguez-Gomez, and myself, along with our two supervisors, Ms. Gaudio and Ms. DeCunto, certainly will take all kinds of comments, questions, anything anyone would like to provide us with. We certainly will take any comments into consideration for improvement purposes. And finally, all of our materials that we ordered to start the school year off are basically in and being distributed so that teachers are ready to have everything unpacked and set to go for the first day of school. I look forward to an extremely productive, happy, and healthy school year.
Thank you. All right, next we'll go into committee reports. Ms. Good, do you have a report for us tonight?
No.
No. Okay. Then we'll start off with curriculum. Ms. Simons.
Good evening. The Curriculum Committee met on Thursday, August 11th at 1 p.m. In attendance were Dr. Johnson, Ms. Katamortori, Mr. Klepfel, Ms. Takirian, and myself. We discussed and recommend all agenda items for approval. We discussed a number of grants that have been applied to. Arts and Education Program Grant through the County of Hudson Office of Cultural and Heritage Affairs, Tourism and Development. Essentially, Hoboken High School's Video, Film, and Media Department has been paired up with Art House Productions in Jersey City for a 10-week program. Students will create a culminating project focusing on social justice issues. At the end of this program, students will share their production with a media production class and their families in Panama, virtually, of course. The second grant that we talked about was the NJEA grant, California Casualty Music and Arts grant, and it will provide the district with 15 beginner ukuleles. The Green Our Planet's Hydroponic STEM Program Grant for $8,000 and Green Our Planet's Garden Connect STEM Program Grant with $2,500 will be able to upgrade the high school aquaponics and hydroponic labs. They will also provide supplies for the district's new vertical farms. The Montclair State University's Computer Science for Everyone Everywhere grant program's professional learning community has selected Ms. DeCunto and Ms. Gaudio to participate in Montclair State's program for professional learning, and it will comprise of 15 two-hour-long learning sessions. We talked a little bit about this last time, but the personal growth program will be on the 5 early dismissal days. There will be 4 one-hour micro courses. The 4 strands of learning will include health and wellness, college and career readiness, growth mindset and personal development, and the civic-minded student. Night rights will continue to be developed throughout the district, and we'll see a big refocus this year. An academic vocabulary program for grades 5 through 12 will be integrated into the ELA program. Students will use vocabulary.com, and a component of words every student should know will be introduced. Many parents have asked if their students can purchase or rent their own instruments for the band program. We have introduced a music rental program allowing parents to rent to buy, or for the option to continue using school-supplied instruments. All licenses for our living classroom have been received. We are now calling for all middle school river keepers. These students will participate in a year-long research and discovery program, and the program will be held mainly after school, and more information will be distributed. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Facilities, Ms. McGurk.
Good evening. The Facilities Committee met in a hybrid format at 3 p.m. on Thursday, August 18, 2022. In attendance were Ms. Cadamatori, Mr. Delator, Mr. Callaghy, Superintendent Dr. Johnson, and myself. You will see that there's only one item on the agenda this month regarding facilities, and we do recommend that for board approval. The item is facilities use requests for JFK Stadium from Hive Athletics, Zog Sports, and Winning Events Group. The committee also discussed the following: the timeline for completion of summer work in all district-owned or leased buildings and ongoing sanitation protocols. As you can imagine, the custodial and maintenance staff is very busy in these last days of summer, getting all of the buildings ready for teachers and students to come and occupy them, and a lot of that involves moving a heck of a lot of furniture. And the sanitation plans that have been put in place due to the COVID-19 pandemic as we return to in-person instruction in the fall of 2020 are going to remain in place moving forward. So that means that enhanced cleanings throughout the buildings will remain the norm in order to keep students, staff, and visitors healthy and safe. Thank you.
Thank you. Finance, Mr. Delatorre.
Good evening. The Finance Committee met on Friday, August 19th at 9:30 a.m. In attendance were Ms. Good, Ms. Lopez, Ms. Angley, Ms. Khanna, Mr. Klupfel, and myself. All agenda items were discussed, and we recommend all for approval. 2 things to note. Item 10.15 is a resolution expressing the board's opposition to the proposed rate increase to the New Jersey School Employees Health Benefits Program. If approved, it will be sent to legislators and the governor's office, and we will be joining many other districts and legislators across the state in objecting to the proposed increases. Lastly, on behalf of the entire board, I'd like to extend our appreciation to the Hoboken Public Education Foundation for their donation of $358,000. Thank you for your continued support for our district. That's it.
Thank you. Governance, Mr. Klepfel.
Thank you. The Governance Committee met on Thursday, August 18th. In addition to me, attending were Melanie Takirian, Milani Kadamatori, Joyce Simons, and Dr. Johnson. The committee does recommend all governance and personnel agenda items for approval. A couple of things I just want to highlight. First, Principal Picapietra joined us for a portion of the meeting to discuss revised dress codes at the high school and the middle school. The only significant change is that hoodies will no longer be worn inside the buildings. This is primarily and only for student safety reasons, so that faculty and administrators will be able to more easily identify who's who in the building at any particular moment. Ms. Pick and Mr. Sorkin will communicate this change to high school and middle school students and families prior to the start of the school year. Another big thing, second, the district is improving its parent portal system, switching from the familiar Genesis system, which we've been on for several years, to OnCourse systems. Something called OnCourse Connect, which is made by OnCourse Systems for Education, which is becoming more popular throughout the state. Ms. Simons touched on this. The opening of the living classroom here at the middle school was delayed because of the pandemic. However, students will finally be able to experience this immersive learning lab starting this school year, at first as an academic extracurricular program, and then introduced into the curriculum. And finally, Dr. Johnson provided the committee with an up-to-date, up-to-the-minute, actually, enrollment report. And as of that meeting, and there were still 9 known pending registrations. Paperwork is in process. But even without those 9 students, enrollment has increased again this year and is certainly in step with the demographic study. As Dr. Johnson touched on in her report, total, without pre-K students, and there are 884 of those, total K through 12 enrollment is now 2,359 students, and that, as Dr. Johnson said, is an increase of 196 students over last year. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. And Wellness, Ms. Kadamatori.
The Wellness Committee met on Thursday, August 18th. In attendance were Dr. Johnson, Ms. Simons, Ms. Delara, and myself. Although there are no items on the agenda related to wellness for approval tonight, a few topics, some of which were already covered by Dr. Johnson as well as in other committees, were reviewed and discussed, so I may be a little bit redundant on this. But one of the things was Learn to Swim sessions have been going well this summer. The district put out a few Learn to Swim sessions, and they filled up very quickly at all levels. The district has 2 more sessions lined up, in addition to a session in conjunction with the Special Education Parent Advisory Group and the Department of Special Services for all special education students in the district. The district received $250 through the NJEA grant, the California Casualty Thomas P. Brown Athletics Grant. Although it's a very small amount, it will assist us in purchasing uniforms for the students in their various sports. Step Into Swim grant was also given to us in the amount of $8,000. The district currently uses Title I for economically disadvantaged families to take part in swim lessons, but this grant will allow the district to serve even more district families with swim lessons. Bridge to Outdoor Adventures. Mr. Delafave is working on this initiative for the 22-23 school year. The trips will include hiking, skiing, and snowboarding opportunities. All these adventures will take place on Saturdays. Sign-ups will be accomplished separately than the passport sign-ups that we currently have for after-school programs, and pricing will be scaled similarly to all activities the district offers to our students. The district also has a few planned athletic clinics this fall. These clinics will focus on learning concepts and techniques and will not be competitive activities. There will be a boys and girls soccer clinic on September 17th for ages 6 through 13. There will be a baseball and softball clinic on September 24th for ages 6 through 13. And there will also be a punt, pass, and kick competition, which we did last year. I think we did all of these last year, but punt, pass, and kick competition on October 15th for ages 8 through 13. This is a football clinic open to both boys and girls. Senior night's been planned for fall athletic teams. Boys varsity soccer senior night is October 13th, 7 p.m. Girls varsity soccer senior night is October 14th, 4:30 p.m. Girls varsity senior volleyball night is October 14th, also at 4:30 p.m. Is that correct? And October 21st will be a special night at the stadium. It will be the varsity senior football night, but we will also be hosting a stadium dedication ceremony for coach and teacher Louis Taglieri. This night will begin at 6 p.m. that night. Middle school sports, as mentioned already, we have some new sports as well as some recurring offerings for the 22-23 school year at the middle school. Those will include girls and boys cross country, girls and boys soccer, girls and boys volleyball, girls and boys basketball, girls and boys swimming, boys baseball, and girls softball. Also, recently, Governor Murphy signed a new law requiring districts to have threat assessment teams. The committee discussed that a team is being put into place, which was made up of personnel from each school, including a CST member, school psychologists, teachers, and an SRO member. Beginning this fall as well, the Hoboken School-Based Youth Services Student Center will be sponsoring Friday night open gym nights on the first and third Friday of every month when school is in session. This is an opportunity for Hoboken High School students to connect with other students, sharpen their skills, and have a safe and secure place to spend their Friday nights. Governor Murphy also recently signed an executive order lifting routine COVID-19 testing requirements for school districts, child care settings, and state contractors. The committee discussed this and will not require unvaccinated staff to test prior to returning to school. Lastly, the committee discussed an update on Mallory's Law, that's the harassment, intimidation, and bullying law. This bill requires school and county officials to address bullying before it gets out of control and makes it clear that districts, school officials, and parents have a defined responsibility to protect children from aggressions that can occur on and off school property, on the internet, or by text. This update will now have stricter penalties for parents and guardians. And just to clarify, the grants that I mentioned, they are on the agenda, although not under the wellness heading. Thank you.
Well, it's clear based on Dr. Johnson's report and the other committee reports that our administration and staff have been busy working to prepare for the 22-23 school year. So on behalf of the board, we thank you very much. I wanted to make just one announcement with regard to the roundtable discussions that the district is hosting to discuss enrollment, current facilities, the 22-23 budget, programs, etc. The district has held 6 roundtable discussions thus far for district parents and guardians and is in the process of holding 8 community roundtables for Hoboken residents. The next 2 sessions will be held this Wednesday, August 24th at 1 p.m. virtually and at 6 p.m. in person at Hoboken High School. Next, we'll move on to public comments on agenda items. None? Okay. Can we move on to the consent agenda, please? Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Can you take the roll call, please?
Ms. Catamatori,
Yes.
Mr. Delatorre,
Yes.
Mr. Klupfel,
Yes.
Ms. McGurk,
Yes.
Ms. Simon,
Yes.
Ms. Angley.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, public comments on agenda and non-agenda items.
There are none.
None? Okay, well, that was a quick one tonight. That concludes our meeting. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Meeting adjourned.